Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Amber Nestor. I am the agent, the firm owner, and the firm founder of Amber Nestor's Real Estate. You can find more about me at TennesseeLandAndHomestore.com. Today we're going to focus on some financing solutions that could be applicable to purchasing a specific property that I have for sale right now, but also lots of other properties that maybe you have some similar kinds of things that you're wanting to do with them. So this is a topic I have found a lot of people are underinformed on or extremely misinformed on in the field of real estate. It's always kind of shocked me the degree to which people are underinformed or misinformed on this topic. So this video is going to create a solution or a series of solution options really for 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road, as well as explain some aspects that you might not know, might like to learn about for other property purchases. So let's get into it. In this image here, you can see a before image, which is an image that I took in the past week's time. Today is July 19th, 2026. It's 1:52 p.m. Eastern time. But this image was captured in the backyard at 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road. I'm going to be back out there maybe later today. It looks like we have a big storm rolling in at the moment. I'm supposed to be out there around 5 p.m. So there's a few hours to see if that can roll back out. But I'll be out there more past today. But when I get back out there, most likely this brush pile has been burned off, these curtains have been taken down, and some tidying up has been done. And I'll be capturing more images. But above here, you can see this vision that I personally have for the property to explore. Well, what might the full potential be of this property? Could you put in some sliding glass doors for this walkout basement? Could you spiff up this underneath deck area and turn it out into a beautiful hangout space? Could you have a luxury pool installed with a waterfall feature with a company like Campbell's Pool and Spas of Knoxville? Some beautiful stonework perhaps. So these are things that, and also, changing out the door that's currently installed. There's a residential door underneath here, changing that out and replacing it with one that has a window built into it. So these are just a few things that I imagine when I'm back there on this property that has this massive basement that could potentially be turned into a master bedroom and another bathroom. That would make this house go from being a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on the main level to finishing out the basement and then potentially having a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, or even a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. So again, anything that you do is contingent upon, getting final permitting approval, but zoning for this property also, another before and after that we could talk about exploring, is zoning says that you're allowed to attempt up to 2 primary residences per every acre here. It's got a lot of acreage, almost 8 acres, so 14 homes in total. Again, when I look at the lay of the land, the shape of the parcel, and the topography, I think maybe more like 8 would be practical in total. But this property just has options and potential that most other properties in the market don't have. So it's really exciting to play around with what could be. Let's talk about those exact financing solutions. So the reason that I thought about making this video was because something happened that happens quite frequently in real estate, and that's I have communications with a real estate agent or with a buyer or an agent for a buyer, and they make a false statement about what's possible. And I'm like, well, why would you say that? Do you mind if I share some information with you? There was an agent who said that this property at 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road in Harriman could, quote, only be purchased with cash. Simply not true. Simply not true. There are tons of lending products that can be used to purchase this property. So let's dive in, and I'm going to teach you guys all about the many types of lending products that can be utilized, not just to purchase this property as it is, but to encapsulate in improvements, expansion, extra features, just additional structures. So let's take a closer look. So I'm going to show you a few resources, and one of these resources is the Tennessee Housing Development Agency website. They have a section called Find a Lender, and when you go to that screen and scroll down, there's these images that you can click on, but then when you go down, there's this huge list as well, okay, of lots and lots and lots of lenders. These lenders on this massive list, and you can see one of them here is Cardinal Financial, okay, and I'm going to go over here and click on their page. This is Cardinal Financial's page, okay. The companies that are on this list, okay, and Cardinal Financial especially, have historically been known for offering a very large variety of lending product types. Okay, so what I want you to think about here is that all across the country, all across the USA, there are mortgage loan originators. And I actually almost became a mortgage loan originator. I guess it was maybe last year. I did about half of the program. But anyway, mortgage loan originators are the people that originate your loan. So when a mortgage loan originator is creating a lending product for you and they're doing your pre-qualification or your pre-approval, they are limited in that they can only offer the products that are on that company's menu that they work for. So think about a mortgage loan originator is like a cashier at a fast food restaurant. Let's say a mortgage loan originator is like a cashier at a Taco Bell. If you go to Taco Bell for your loan product or your loan product menu or your food menu, Taco Bell's only going to give you what's on the Taco Bell menu. They can't give you what's on the Domino's menu. They can't give you what's on the McDonald's menu. They can't give you what's on the Buddy's Barbecue menu, okay? So they have their own loan product menu that might be small, that might be large, that might be diverse, that might be incredibly limited, okay? And if you use a lending company like Cardinal Financial or like some of these others that are here, okay, Cardinal is one that is typically known for having just a lot of variety available. You're going to have more options. You're going to have options for lending products that you did not even know existed, okay? So what you want to do is call up somebody from Cardinal Financial and say, hey, I need to get pre-approved and pre-qualified, but I need to know that I can pivot to or be ready to use a product that will allow me to do the following things. I want to be able to buy as-is property that's maybe got things that are not quite finished yet. You know, if I come across a property like Ashe Cabin Hollow, if you come across a property like 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road in Harriman, and you know, this just happens to be a property that was undergoing major improvements, modernization, renovation, and upgrades, and the sellers just happen to take jobs out of state or far away. So they were doing these renovations themselves. They didn't get a chance to finish and create this vision, okay, which they were very close to. They didn't get a chance to get it to that stage. So some of the, you know, the basement. I keep wanting to call the basement the ground floor because in my mind it's a walkout basement and you're walking out onto the ground. But the ground level, the main level, walks out onto the ground in the front yard. Anyway, dyslexia. It's great. Anyway, so, you know, you've got this beautiful basement level that's massive. It's been cleaned and pressure washed. It has 2 windows on the side. It has a massive garage door that would be beautifully converted into ceiling to floor windows or double door opening glass doors. You've got a residential door already in place. You've got HVAC in place. You've got plumbing in place. Like, this whole space is just got natural light pouring into it. It needs a little finish work. It needs floors. It needs sheetrock. And maybe a separation wall, and then the installation of some plumbing. You know, it's so close to being this other 1 or 2 more bedrooms and another big bath, you know. So you tell the lender, hey, I want to be able to buy property that's as is, property that I might want to do improvements on, property that has things like this that are so close to being like a bit better, property that has space to build, you know, per zoning up to a total of 14 homes, maybe more. Strategically, I think 8 homes would be the most I would put here. There's 1 here, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, maybe a 9th. Leaving this core open for amenities and gardens and pool and hiking and walking trail connecting it all, maybe a little extra parking. I mean, that's what I would do. Maybe as soon as you buy the property, you want to encapsulate finishing out the basement, putting in a pool, putting in the framework for and the base and the foundation for the next house, and the utilities being extended out to that structure. Maybe you want to encapsulate in your mortgage, finishing out the main level of the house. You know, we've got new insulation and sheetrock, walls and ceiling throughout the main level of the house. We've got new HVAC on the main level of the house, a dedicated system to the main level. We've got new ceiling lighting. We've got new ceiling ventilation throughout the main level of the house, but it still needs the floors done. The sheetrock needs to have its finish work done. We need painting and trim. Okay? We're so close, right? Because the family that's moving out of this property, they were doing this and now they're going to be far away, so they can't DIY a house anymore, right? Or self-manage piecework for contractors, right? So whoever buys this needs to finish out the vision, and as they finish out the vision, they get to customize it to what they like. Anywhere on the main level where there is a bathroom or a kitchen space, the sheetrock and the insulation is still open around that section because they were getting ready to select all of their toilets and sinks and style showers and all these things, right? Well, you know, moving to take a job and moving to relocate and do all these things, there's no point in them picking all that out. They can leave that for the new buyer to go, hey, this is the kind of sink I want. This is the kind of faucet I want. This is the style shower that I want to have installed. So everything is just ready for you to complete the customization. You get to pick your paint. You get to pick your floor. You get to pick your trim, all these things. So you just inform your mortgage loan originator, this is the kind of product I want to be able to utilize. Another thing that can happen is maybe you own more than one piece of property. Maybe there's some type of home equity line you can pull. Maybe you end up exploring the option of pulling 2 loans, one for purchasing the property as is, a separate one for the improvements that you desire and envision. You know, so don't just assume that any old lender will do. When you go with a lender that doesn't have a large menu of products, then you might be limiting yourself as far as what you're able to buy, because different loans have different rules, right? A lot of the commonly advertised loan types that a lot of people have just kind of heard the nicknames of, the rules with those loans are kind of picky. They want the house to be finished. They want everything to be perfect. You know, that's limiting you. Maybe this is the possibility you want to be able to create. Maybe this is. Maybe this is. You know, why limit yourself? It's gonna, some of the coolest properties that you will ever come across, ever, are properties where something unexpected has happened. And so like a special loan is going to be needed to acquire the property and get it into the vision that you really prefer to have. So Don't limit yourself with the kind of lender that you're working with. Find a lender that has a large menu of lending products, that knows how to create solutions for properties like these, and then you get to have something really special. You get to have almost 8 acres right close to city lines, but actually zoned county where your property taxes are under $700 a year. It's a massive, beautiful yard. Let's do a measurement actually of that backyard because it is really massive. We're going to do some measurements. Okay, so we're on the screen where we can measure, and when you are here, we're going to zoom in a bit. When you're here and you're looking towards the backyard here, here's the back of the house, okay? So let's say you're sitting at the entry point to the back porch, and we're going to measure back to this point here. That's 375 feet, okay? I actually think it might, well, the amount of yard that's opened up currently might actually be deeper and wider than what this is showing, because this actually looks like it's taken at an angle. And the way you can tell that is, see how on this area here at this neighbor's property, you can see the side of all these trees. But over here, it looks like the trees are leaning over the yard, okay? So this is taken at quite a bit of an angle. So it looks like all these trees are leaning this way, but there's actually a bunch of yard space here because this is an angular image, all right? Hopefully that makes sense. So this open space is much bigger. And you know what? When I get out there and do my drone footage, which I won't be able to do today because the storm's rolling in, but you'll be able to see the true overhead. Let's check the Google Earth version and see how it compares. Okay, so this looks very similar. It looks like it's at a similar angle. See how it might even be that they're now integrating those two systems to capture those images, because you see the inside of the trees, and then these over here look like they're leaning over. You see the inside of the trees. These look like they're leaning over. So the yard is like really coming way out here more. So there's a lot more cleared open yard there than what it appears to be. When you're coming up the driveway, the entry point of the house is about 300 feet away from the main road. So your utilities have been extended to there, but they've also been extended over here to this carport and to this post behind the house. So if you were going to say, and remember, we've got a footprint here that's about 2,800 square feet between the ground level, the upstairs level, the porch space, okay? So let's just say, for argument's sake, a little over 1,000 square feet of livable space upstairs, and then again downstairs for a little over 2,000 livable square feet, okay? If you wanted to replicate that floor plan, I think you could do it 8 or 9 times in total on this property. So if you were to put your next house right here, about 190 feet away, and you could have it situated such that it was, the front of the house was looking south and the back of the house was looking north. Okay? That way the front of the house would be facing the core of the land space there. Then if we add about 200 more feet to that or so, and you put another one maybe about 380 feet away, right about here. So now we've got 3 structures in total. And again, everything's contingent upon getting, permit approvals. Then let's say you put another one at around 585 feet over here. So now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number are we on? I don't know. And then you just continue wrapping around the perimeter in that manner. Then coming back to here, having your last one right around here. And it would be, let's see, from the back porch to right about here, about 183 feet away, or 156 feet away. Again, having the front of this house facing north and the back of the home facing south, or maybe a slight angle off of that. Maybe the front of the house facing slightly north, east, potentially. So lots of potential here, lots of cool potential here. If you have any questions, give me a call, text me 865-617-4783. Text is the best and fastest way to get a response from me. I get a large amount of spam and scam calls because my phone number is advertised everywhere. But text messages, I can glance at them hundreds of times a day, follow up very quickly, call you back if a full phone call is actually needed for a particular step. But I'd love to hear from you if you'd like to schedule a showing at 425 Ashe Cabin Hollow Road in Harriman, Tennessee of Roane County. I would love to get that scheduled for you. And we're going to go back here. Check out the price. Let's look at one other thing as well. The house was originally built in 1980. There's a ton of detail here. So check out some of this detail. You might learn a thing or two about the property. But I want to show you something. So here is the Zillow version of the listing, okay? And you will see that this property, let's see if we can enlarge this data screen. This property has been on Zillow for only 10 days. Zillow says it's had 1,203 unique click views, and 61 people have saved it. When I got up this morning and checked this, it was at 57. So just since I woke up this morning, what is that, 4 new people have saved this listing. If you compare how this is performing with how many people are viewing it and how many people are actually saving it on Zillow to other properties on Zillow in Roane County, this one is performing very well. The reason for this? Because this property offers something really unique. It offers something really unique. It offers a lot of potential that is really unique, that is hard to find. It's got an awesome floor plan. It's got a floor plan that could immediately, someone could hit the ground running expanding. It has the option for you to customize the interior. It has all the upgrades. It's got this massive acreage. It's got this incredible proximity to these waterways, these branching waterways. You can hop right onto main roads and head north, south, east, or west in whatever direction you desire. It's got privacy. It's got everything. So we are negotiable on price, and the seller wants to encourage offers. Please do not be afraid of insulting my seller. He is a very reasonable man. He wants you to know that he understands different buyers have different types of goals. He's open-minded and he'd like to get the property sold. So send your offer over. Let's start some negotiations. Let's make a deal happen. Again, my number is 865-617-4783. Again, that's 865-617-4783. Also, people are also discovering this probably more often, not just because of its great features, but also because of my unique tactics for promotion as well, driving traffic to this listing. I'm really great at helping people discover a listing. You know, there's a lot out there, but I'm really great at helping the public and people to discover it and click through. So that's part of it as well. All right, text me, call me, let's talk about your goals, and have a great day.